The live music scene in this town is dead, and it died as soon as the station went under. My name's Joe Heumann. I'm a professor emeritus in communication studies at Eastern University. I built the station along a philosophy that maintained the idea that it was to be an alternative station, an alternative to all the other stations that existed in the area in terms of programming. So we focused on programming that wasn't provided by any of the local stations. That meant classical music, jazz, blues, country, bluegrass, that wasn't popular, for example. And then a wide variety of rock and roll, world music. It was destroyed in 2003 when they eliminated that model and went to a commercial model that focused in large part on providing sports programming via radio to an audience that is absolutely minimal. And in part, it's to satisfy the needs of certain faculty, certain adults who want to be sportscasters. There were these promises made that students would be doing all the sportscasting, but that in fact is not true. Most of the football and basketball sportscasting is still done by adults who believe they're professionals. And so they satisfy their own little warped sense of being on-air personalities when in fact the station was originally designed to be operated by students. Not controlled, but operated by students under the guise of academic affairs. And now it's under external relations, and it's operated by adults who really don't have any interest in music or interest in culture. So a community model is one where you're not trying to duplicate what every other station does. I don't think it's, you can have a small radio station at Eastern do that kind of monolithic melding of cultures, but in a small way it worked that way. In a small way, at the level of culture, which is the same thing that the university tries to do over at the Doudna, which is, when there's musical events, when there's plays, when there's all sorts of cultural events. Many of them are open to the public when they're free, and many of course, all of them are open to the public when they're for pay, when you're charging for tickets. And that's one of the essential core responsibilities of the university, which is they are the location, they are the center point of much of the culture in this area, and it should be taken advantage of in that way. And in 1979, that was the decision, that the television station would be far more mainstream, and the radio station would be that counter alternative station that would provide those kinds of opportunities for the community, and it worked pretty well until it was, changed. And here's something else that a non-commercial station did when it was here. It brought in lots of live music. There's no live music in Charleston anymore, okay? In the 1980s, late 1980s, all the way through the 1990s, because of our connections with all these independent record companies, we were able to book bands at the local bar.